And perhaps the thing that still shakes me the most, is this simple truth: every 5 seconds, someone over the age of 50 begins to lose their vision, and in nearly 70% of those cases, it could have been prevented, just by changing what they eat each day. Imagine this for a moment: you wake up one morning, just like any other, but something's different. The world in front of you feels blurred, like you're looking through a fogged-up window. The sunlight stings, colors seem faded, and even the familiar faces of your loved ones begin to feel distant. The most frightening part: you don't know when, or if, that fading light will disappear completely. I'm Dr. James. For more than 30 years, I've worked at the intersection of ophthalmology and geriatric care, and during those decades, I've watched thousands of older adults slowly lose their vision, day by day, some with fear, some with regret. But what pains me the most, is knowing that so many of those cases could have been prevented, if only they had known what I'm about to share with you today. Did you know that nearly half of all people over age 75 will develop severe cataracts, and even worse, many won't lose their vision because their condition was too advanced, but because they discovered it too late? Or because they've been unknowingly harming their eyes at the dinner table for years? Here's the good news, something few doctors talk about. There are natural, accessible fruits you'll find in nearly any grocery store, that contain powerful compounds proven by modern science to slow down, or even reverse early-stage cataracts. Today, I want to share with you 6 specific fruits, supported by international research, that have the ability to protect your lens, nourish your eyes from within, and in some cases, restore clarity that time and aging have quietly taken away. I won't just name the fruits and move on. I'll share with you real patient stories, people who've regained sharper vision simply by changing how they eat. I'll explain how much to eat, when to eat, the most common mistakes, and most importantly, how to combine them properly so you don't waste this opportunity to protect your precious vision. Are you ready to preserve the light of your life? If the answer is yes, I invite you to stay with me until the very end, because fruit number 6, the final one, may be the smallest on the list, but carries the greatest power you've ever heard of. Now, to begin this journey of reclaiming your sight, we'll start with a fruit so familiar, most people have overlooked its healing potential: a fruit your lens, the most vitamin C hungry tissue in your entire body, is constantly longing for. What fruit am I talking about? Let's begin with oranges, nature's strongest vitamin C shield for your eyes. One of the very first patients I'll never forget was a woman named Elaine. She was 68, living in Arizona, and came to see me because her vision was slowly fading, especially in the mornings. She told me, "Doctor, I see halos around car headlights, and I can't even read the newspaper anymore, even with my glasses on." I examined her eyes. It was clear, early-stage cataracts, but instead of rushing her into surgery, I asked about her diet, and it didn't surprise me. She rarely ate fruit, especially not citrus fruit. Most people don't realize this: your eye's lens, the part that becomes cloudy in cataracts, contains the highest concentration of vitamin C in the entire body. Up to 20 times more than your blood. That's no accident. Vitamin C is your eye's first line of defense against oxidative damage. Free radicals, those unstable molecules caused by stress, aging, and poor diet, are the main culprits behind protein clumping in the lens, which leads to cloudiness and vision loss. The large-scale study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2016, tracked over 35,000 women for more than a decade. The results: backhand index pointing right, women who consumed high levels of vitamin C from fruits, especially oranges, had a 33% lower risk of developing cataracts than those with the lowest intake. That's why we're starting our list with the humble orange. A fruit so common it's often overlooked, yet it stands as one of the strongest natural barriers against cataracts. One medium orange delivers between 70 to 90 milligrams of vitamin C, enough to meet your full daily requirement. But what makes oranges truly special are 2 little-known flavonoids: hesperidin, naringin, A 2008 study from the University of Western Australia found that these compounds can increase vitamin C absorption by up to 35%, helping it reach exactly where it's needed most, your lens. How oranges protect your eyes. Vitamin C neutralizes free radicals, prevents protein clumping in the lens. Hesperidin shields retinal cells from UV light damage. Naringin fights inflammation, reducing microscopic damage in eye tissues. Common mistakes I see: drinking orange juice instead of eating the whole fruit. Even fresh squeezed juice loses its fiber, causing sugar to absorb too quickly. This can spike blood sugar and damage the lens, especially in people with prediabetes. Peeling off the white inner membrane, pith, that soft, white layer inside the peel is loaded with hesperidin. Tossing it out means throwing away your eye's natural insurance. Studies show that vitamin C is absorbed most effectively in the morning. When your stomach is empty and your digestive enzymes are most active, eat one whole orange with the white pith intact, 3 to 5 times per week. Eat slowly and chew thoroughly. This helps flavonoids release gradually. If sourness bothers you, try Caracara oranges. They're sweeter and even higher in carotenoids. Elaine, the woman I mentioned earlier, followed this exact routine. 6 months later, during her checkup, her vision wasn't just stable. It had improved. She could read every word in her favorite book again, and I still remember the look on her face, a smile of deep joy, and tears that sparkled with clarity. It was just one orange a day, but sometimes, that's all it takes to bring someone's world back into focus. The world runs on light. And our eyes? They must be nourished daily if we want to keep that light alive. But if you think oranges are powerful, the next fruit on our list is called the antioxidant warrior. It's tiny, deep purple like a gemstone, and contains a compound so strong, it can penetrate the blood-retinal barrier, a feat most antioxidants can't accomplish. And because of this little fruit, an elderly man who once feared going blind, was able to read the morning paper again, clearly, and with pride. Blueberries, small but stronger than you think. I still remember a gentleman named Walter, 72 years old, a retired carpenter from Vermont. Every morning, he'd wake up at 5:30 to read the paper and carve small wooden toys for his grandkids. But one day, he walked into my office, pulled out the newspaper quietly, and said, "Doc, the letters are all blurry now." Like someone smeared oil on my glasses. Walter was entering the early stages of cataracts, but thankfully, we caught it in time. I asked him if he ate much fruit. He chuckled and said, "I eat blueberries every morning. My grandkids keep them in the fridge for me." I smiled, because unknowingly, he'd been feeding his eyes one of the most powerful protectors nature has to offer. A study from the National Eye Institute, 2019, followed over 4,000 adults for 10 years. Researchers found, backhand index pointing right, those who consumed high levels of anthocyanins, the antioxidant compound in blueberries, had a 38% lower risk of developing cataracts. Blueberries contain one of the highest antioxidant levels among all commonly eaten fruits. Their ORAC score, oxygen radical absorbance capacity, hits 4,669 per 100 grams, that's over 3 times higher than oranges. They also contain 15 different types of anthocyanins, with 2 of the most powerful being, malvidin, delphinidin. These 2 compounds have been scientifically shown to cross the retinal barrier, allowing them to directly protect the lens of the eye. In fact, a study from Keio University in Japan, 2017, showed that mice genetically prone to cataracts experienced a 70% reduction in lens clouding after consuming blueberry extract for just 12 weeks. How blueberries work in the body. Anthocyanins shield lens proteins from free radical damage, slowing clouding, boost SO. Superoxide dismutase, a powerful internal antioxidant found in the lens, increase macular pigment density, protecting both the macula and the lens. 3 common mistakes seniors make: crossmark cooking blueberries in pies or porridge. Temperatures over 175 degrees Celsius 350 degrees Fahrenheit destroy up to 50% of anthocyanins. Crossmark eating them too fast or when they're still hard. if the cell walls haven't broken down, your body can't absorb the anthocyanins effectively. Crossmark eating them alone without healthy fats. Some key compounds in blueberries are fat-soluble, so eating them solo limits their absorption. Use frozen blueberries that have been thawed for 15 to 20 minutes. This helps break the cell walls, doubling absorption, according to South Dakota State University, 2015. Pair them with unsweetened Greek yogurt or a handful of walnuts to boost uptake of fat-soluble antioxidants. Start with half a cup per day, and gradually increase to a full cup, about 150 g, in the morning or early afternoon. Whenever possible, choose wild blueberries. They contain 33% more anthocyanins than farmed varieties. Walter came back to see me 4 months later. He smiled and said, "Doc, I'm reading the sports section again." I looked down at the paper in his hand and couldn't help but think, sometimes, something as small as a blueberry can hold the power to protect the light in someone's soul. But there's another fruit, less well known, that acts like a natural pair of sunglasses inside your eyes. It doesn't just shield your vision from damage, it helps your body absorb other anti-cataract nutrients even more effectively. And the most surprising part, it's a fruit many people are eating wrong every day. If blueberries help protect your eyes from oxidative damage, this next fruit goes straight to the root cause of cataracts, protein clumping inside the lens. Avocado, the silent transporter of lutein healthy fats for your eyes. When people talk about eye-healthy fruits, avocado rarely makes the list. Most folks think of it as a heart-friendly fat or the key ingredient in guacamole at parties. But when it comes to your eyes, avocado is something much more powerful. It's the quiet transporter, delivering nutrients exactly where your body needs them the most. I remember Grace, a 66-year-old woman who ate very clean, lots of kale, hard-boiled eggs. Yet her vision was declining faster than expected. When I reviewed her diet, I realized she was getting plenty of lutein from her greens, but none of the healthy fats needed to absorb it. So I suggested she start adding just half an avocado a day to meals rich in carotenoids, and from that moment on, her vision began to noticeably improve. Key eye protective nutrients found in avocado. Nutrient main role: lutein concentrates in the lens and macula, filters harmful blue light. Zeaxanthin shields the lens from UV rays, powerful antioxidant. Monounsaturated fats enhances absorption of lutein. Zeaxanthin from other foods. A Harvard Medical School, 2014, study tracked over 77,000 nurses for 12 years. Backhand index pointing right: those who consumed high levels of lutein and zeaxanthin had a 22% lower risk of needing cataract surgery. And from Ohio State University, 2005, backhand index pointing right: adding half an avocado to a salad boosted lutein absorption by 500%. And zeaxanthin by 400%, compared to meals without avocado. How avocado protects your eyes. Lutein. Zeaxanthin, the only carotenoids found directly in the lens and macula. They act like natural filters, blocking harmful UV and blue light. Healthy fats help transport these carotenoids through the gut and into eye tissue where they're most needed. Natural vitamin E, found in avocados. It helps repair eye cells and reduce inflammation in the retina and optic pathways. Common mistakes older adults make with avocados: crossmark eating the pale flesh near the seed. 90% of lutein and zeaxanthin are concentrated in the dark green flesh near the skin. Scooping too shallow wastes the most valuable part. Crossmark cooking avocado, pan frying or baking. Temperatures over 300 degrees Fahrenheit 150 degrees Celsius destroy up to 60% of carotenoids, especially lutein, which is heat sensitive. Crossmark eating avocado late at night. Fats and carotenoids take time to digest. Late night eating may cause bloating and lower nutrient absorption. Doctor approved way to eat avocado. Eat 1/2 avocado daily, ideally with lunch, especially if you're eating leafy greens, eggs, or salmon. Use a spoon to scrape close to the skin, getting that deep green layer packed with nutrients. Pair with spinach, kale, or boiled eggs to optimize carotenoid intake. If cooking, keep temperatures below 300 degrees Fahrenheit 150 degrees Celsius. Grace, the woman I mentioned earlier, came back after 3 months and told me, "Doctor, I no longer have to squint at the kitchen lights. I knew it wasn't just the avocado. It was the right food. At the right time, eaten the right way, and most importantly, not discarding the most precious parts." That's something I want you to remember. It's not just what you eat. It's how you eat it that can save the light in your eyes. If avocado is the quiet transporter, delivering precious nutrients into the lens, then the next fruit is something of a natural repairman, a fruit often seen as a dessert, yet it contains a rare natural enzyme that prevents the clumping of proteins, the very cause of most age-related cataracts. And the best part, it does all this without spiking your blood sugar, a rare gift among sweet fruits. Can you guess what it is? It's papaya. Papaya, the tropical fruit that fights lens protein clumping. One of my longtime patients, Mr. Robert, 74 years old, was a retired mechanical engineer living in Florida. He came to see me after noticing his night vision worsening, especially while driving. What struck me was this: he'd been eating papaya almost every day, simply because he had a tree growing in his backyard. So we reviewed his cataract progression and vision test history, and to my surprise, and that of my colleagues, his vision had remained remarkably stable for nearly 2 years, despite his age continuing to advance. What makes papaya so special for your eyes? Component key role: papain enzyme slows down lens protein clumping, the root cause of cataracts. Vitamin C, over 188% of daily needs, neutralizes free radicals. Beta-carotene converts to vitamin A, supports retina health and vision. A long-term study from the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, 2012, followed over 3,000 individuals for 8 years. Backhand index pointing right: those who ate papaya at least twice a week had a 51% lower risk of cataracts than those who didn't. Meanwhile, research from Manipal University, India, 2016, found backhand index pointing right papain from papaya reduced cataract severity by 67% in diabetic mice, by preventing protein clumping and preserving lens structure. How papaya helps your eyes: papain, a natural enzyme that breaks down misfolded proteins, preventing cloudiness in the lens. Vitamin C, fights free radicals and helps regenerate vitamin E in eye tissue. Natural fiber, slows sugar absorption, important for keeping blood sugar balanced, especially in prediabetics, reducing cataract risk. Surprising truths: common mistakes. Crossmark: eating papaya straight from the fridge. Papain works best at room temperature. Cold fruit weakens its effects. Crossmark: throwing away the seeds without knowing their benefits. Papaya seeds contain antioxidants. You can dry them and grind into powder as a pepper substitute. Great for your eyes too. Crossmark: only eating papaya after a heavy meal. Papain is most effective on an empty stomach. Eat it before breakfast or as a mid-morning snack. Doctor-approved way to eat papaya: eat 1 cup, about 140 g, of ripe papaya, 3 to 4 times a week. Have it in the morning on an empty stomach, so the enzyme can work fully. Take papaya out of the fridge at least 30 minutes before eating. Ideal activation temp is 77 degrees F, 25 degrees Celsius. Pair with a few walnuts or almonds to boost absorption of beta-carotene, a fat soluble antioxidant. Mr. Robert came back a year later for his checkup. I showed him his lens scans, and he smiled gently. "Thank you, doctor. And thank that papaya tree out back, too." I truly believe sometimes, the simplest things we overlook, like a humble backyard fruit, can become the most unexpected miracles, if we take the time to use them wisely. If papaya is nature's gift from the tropics, then the next fruit takes us to the cold, mountainous regions of East Asia, where traditional Chinese medicine has revered it as sacred for the eyes for over 2,000 years. What amazed me most: modern science agrees. This fruit contains the highest natural concentration of zeaxanthin, not only preventing cataract clouding, but actually brightening lenses already damaged in their early stages. Goji berries, a treasure for your eyes, endorsed by both ancient and modern medicine. One of my patients, Mei Lin, a 70-year-old woman of Asian descent living in California, came in for a checkup with mild blurry vision. Early-stage cataracts, the diagnosis said, but here's what caught my attention: she wasn't on any prescription medications. Every day, she simply soaked a small handful of little red berries in warm water, and drank both the water and the fruit. I asked her why. She smiled and said, "Goji berries. My grandmother told me to. My eyes have felt clearer ever since." I chuckled at first, but once I looked deeper into it, I was stunned by what modern science had already uncovered. Goji, nature's zeaxanthin powerhouse. Key nutrient, key function: zeaxanthin filters blue light, protects the lens, prevents cataract clouding. L-barbarin polysaccharides boosts glutathione, an internal antioxidant shield for the eyes. Vitamin A-C rebuilds eye tissue, protects the retina. 18 amino acids nourish aging eye cells, reduce degeneration. A major clinical trial at the Beijing University of Chinese Medicine, 2015, followed 150 patients with early-stage cataracts, backhand index pointing right. 77% of those who consumed goji berries daily for 90 days showed measurable improvements in lens clarity, backhand index pointing right. Even more impressively, 23% showed near-complete reversal of early-stage cataract changes. Another study at the University of Sydney, 2017, tested goji berries on aged mice and found, backhand index pointing right, a 340% increase in SOD enzyme activity, one of the body's strongest internal antioxidants. Backhand index pointing right, a 73% reduction in protein clumping that causes cataracts. How goji berries protect your vision. Zeaxanthin directly targets and accumulates in the macula and lens, filtering blue light and shielding lens proteins from damage. Polysaccharides, LBP, activate glutathione, the body's primary internal protector for the lens. Boosts macular pigment density, improves contrast sensitivity and reduces eye fatigue in aging adults. Common mistakes to avoid with goji berries: crossmark using low-quality berries with preservatives or pesticides. Cheap goji berries may contain sulfites and toxins that harm the eyes and liver over time. Crossmark eating dry berries straight from the bag, difficult to digest, and you miss out on the infused water, which carries many water-soluble nutrients. Crossmark taking them too late at night. Goji berries are considered warming in traditional Chinese medicine and can disrupt sleep in sensitive individuals. Doctor-approved way to use goji berries: take 15-20 g, about one small handful, daily. Soak in warm water, 140-160 degree F/60 to 70 degrees Celsius, for 10 minutes, drink the water and eat the berries, best taken in the morning or before 2 p.m., pair with a few walnuts or almonds, to help absorb zeaxanthin, which is fat-soluble. Choose organic goji berries from Ningxia or Tibet, the regions with the highest quality berries. After 3 months of sticking to her routine, Mei Lin returned. She looked at me with clear eyes and said, "I'm reading again, no glasses needed, I'm just drinking what my grandmother passed down to me," and I thought to myself, her vision wasn't restored by goji berries alone, it was powered by consistency, cultural wisdom, and a deep faith in nature's medicine, handed down through generations. After more than 2,000 years of being revered as an ancient eye tonic, goji berries have earned their place in both history and science. But now, let's shift from the wisdom of old to the fruit we often overlook at the supermarket, a small, fuzzy, slightly tart fruit that kids often avoid because of its hairy skin. Yet it holds one of the highest natural concentrations of vitamin C ever found, and scientists now call it live vitamin C for the lens. That fruit is kiwi. Kiwi, the most underrated fruit with incredible power for your eyes after 50. I once treated a lovely woman named Sandra, 69 years old, from New Zealand. She was truly unique. Every morning, without fail, she ate 2 kiwis. no supplements. No eye drops. Just kiwi fruit. When I examined her, I was genuinely surprised. At nearly 70, her lenses were crystal clear, no signs of cataracts, no cloudiness at all. I asked how she started the habit. She smiled and said, "Back home, we all believe kiwi keeps your eyes bright. Are you telling me science agrees now too, doctor?" I just smiled, and nodded. Why kiwi is an eye superfood. No one talks about. Key nutrient, key benefit. Vitamin C, 92 mg per fruit, 120% daily value, powerful antioxidant protection for the lens. Lutein zeaxanthin filters blue light, protects lens and macula from damage. Polyphenol flavonoid supports microcirculation in the eyes, reduces tissue damage. Actinitin enzyme aids digestion, indirectly lowers inflammation throughout the body, including the eyes. A study from the University of Otago, New Zealand, 2021, found, backhand index pointing right seniors who ate 2 kiwis a day for 8 weeks showed a significant reduction in oxidative stress across their body, including the eyes. Meanwhile, research published in the Journal of Ophthalmology, 2018, revealed, backhand index pointing right those who regularly consumed kiwi had 31% higher blood zeaxanthin levels, leading to better clarity when viewing distant objects. How kiwi protects your eyes. Naturally, high vitamin C prevents protein damage in the lens, especially important for seniors and people with diabetes who are at risk for early cataracts. Natural lutein zeaxanthin, while not as concentrated as in goji berries or avocado, kiwi's fiber helps maximize absorption of these carotenoids. Soluble fiber helps regulate blood sugar levels, reducing glycation damage in the lens that leads to clouding. Common mistakes people make with kiwi: crossmark, only eating ripe, soft parts and throwing away the white core. That pale center is actually the richest in lutein. Crossmark, peeling off the dark green skin close to the fuzzy layer. This inner peel holds the most flavonoids. Scoop close to the skin to retain it. Crossmark, eating kiwi on an empty stomach with a sensitive gut. The actinitin enzyme is strong and may cause slight stomach discomfort in some people. Doctor recommended way to eat kiwi, eat 1 to 2 kiwis per day, ideally in the morning or early afternoon. Eat the entire green and white flesh, and scoop close to the peel. Pair with a slice of white cheese, like mozzarella, or a spoonful of Greek yogurt to boost fat-soluble nutrient absorption. If you have a sensitive stomach, eat kiwi 30 minutes after a light meal. Sandra came back for her annual checkup a year later. Her eyesight was just as clear as before. She smiled and said, "I guess it's still the kiwi every morning," and I believe her, because sometimes, the most powerful medicine isn't found in a pill bottle or an operating room. Sometimes it's right in your hand, inside a small, fuzzy fruit, green like the light of a healthy, glowing eye. And if you've followed along this far with me, that tells me you truly care about your eyes. So now, let's bring everything together, so you can choose the most effective routine for your own vision health. You and I, we've walked quite a long path together in this video. We haven't just talked about 6 fruits, we've talked about light, something we often take for granted, until one day, we start to lose it, and when that happens, getting it back is never easy. Over the years, I've seen many patients, people who had resigned themselves to fading vision with age, but then, with just a few simple changes, a slice of orange, a handful of goji berries, a kiwi in the morning, they not only found their sight again, they found hope. Hope that life after 50 can still be bright. Quick reference table: 6 fruits that fight cataracts, fruit key nutrients, how to eat it right, common mistakes to avoid. Tangerine, orange, vitamin C, hesperidin, eat whole fruit, include the white inner layer, don't juice it, don't peel off the white membranes. Blueberry, anthocyanins, eat thawed frozen berries with yogurt, avoid cooking, don't eat them alone. Avocado, lutein, healthy fats, half a fruit, scrape close to skin, pair with eggs/greens, don't overcook, don't throw away the dark green part. Orange heart, papaya, papain. Beta-carotene, eat ripe, on an empty or light stomach, don't eat cold, don't discard the seeds. Red circle, goji Berry zeaxanthin, LBP soak in warm water, morning use, choose organic, avoid low-quality products, don't eat late at night, kiwi fruit, kiwi vitamin C, lutein, eat both green-white flesh, morning/early afternoon, don't overpeel. Avoid on empty stomach if sensitive. Clarity doesn't only come through your eyes, it comes from the small decisions you make every day. You don't need to be wealthy, you don't need expensive pills or fancy treatments, all you need is trust in nature, consistency in your habits, and a little patience, and if you stay the course, the light, in your eyes and in your life, will never truly fade. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your parents, loved ones, or anyone who's starting to notice the world getting a little blurrier, because maybe you're the reason they'll keep their light a little longer. And if you'd like more wisdom like this, insightful, simple, and deeply human, hit subscribe and tap the bell. I'm Dr. James, and I'll be back soon with more small things that can change your health journey after 50 in a big way. Thank you for being here with me, and remember, health is a journey, not a destination. We'll meet again in the next video. In that next video, I'll be sharing 3 of the cheapest vegetables on earth, yet scientists call them the shield against macular degeneration. Don't forget to hit the bell, so you don't miss it.